Hi guys, in this video I'll be teaching you guys how to draft this corporate blouse you have on your screen. So I'll be teaching you guys how to draft this corporate blouse you have on your screen. So let's get into it right now. So before starting any pattern, the first thing you have to do is to take your measurement. So for this corporate blouse, I'll be using the shoulder measurement, bust measurement, waist measurement, which is also known as the feet measurement, the small hip, shoulder to feet, full length, and shoulder to nipple. So the first thing you want to do right now is to take your guidelines. You can see we have our horizontal line right here. So the first thing, you take your guideline. After taking your guideline, the next thing you have to do is to take your shoulder to nipple. As you can see, I wrote it here, nipple line. You just take horizontal line right here. So for nipple line, we use 10.5, 10 and a half. So you know what works for you. Just take your shoulder to nipple and mark it right here. After doing that, the next thing you want to do is to take our shoulder to under bust. So for shoulder to under bust, we are using 13 inches. Then the next thing is shoulder to our feet, which is 17 inches. And lastly, we are using shoulder to the length. So it's supposed to be 27, but for 1 inch for folding allowance, so we added 1 inch, so it's now 28. Okay, so let's get right into it. So the first thing we want to do right now is to take our shoulder measurement. So for the shoulder, we are using 16 inches, which is divided by 2 will be 8. 16 inches divided by 2 will be 8. So just take 8 inches. So just to make sure we have a straight line. Okay, so after doing that, we are going to come down by 1.5 inch right here for shoulder slope. We are coming down by 1.5. So you connect from here to these points. So after doing that, next one to do is to take our armhole line. So for the armhole, we are using bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. So we are using bust 37. 37 divided by 6 plus 1.5 will give us 7.5 over 8. 7.5 over 8. So look at, we have 7, then 5 over 8. After doing that, you just take a straight line right here. Okay, so the next thing we want to do right now is to take our nipple distance. So for the nipple distance, we are using 7 inches. So divide by 2 will give us 3.5 plus half inch for sewing allowance. So we are using 4 inches like that. So we are going to extend this nipple line down to the length. So we are just going to take 4 inches all around down to the length. Okay, so after doing that, the next thing we want to do right now is to come inward. This is from the under bust line right now. So from this line, we are going to come inward from here by half inch. We are going to come inward from the nipple line by half inch. You take half inch. Straight downwards, you take another half inch. You take half inch. So we are going to rule a straight line right here. So after doing that, the next thing I want to do right now is to come downward by 3/4. 3/4, that's almost an inch. Come downward by 3/4. After doing that, then you connect it to this point. Okay, so after doing that now, the next thing I want to do right now is to, from this nipple line now, we are going to come out by 1 inch and 1/4. Also known as 1/2 over 8. You come outward by 1 inch and 1/4. Right here also you come outward by 1 inch and 1/4. Right here you come out by 1 inch and 1/4. So now before I go further, let me let you know something. There's supposed to be 1 inch allowance right here, because if you look at the blouse very well, there is a button row. So that 1 inch will serve as our button row right here. But I didn't start with that 1 inch because sometimes I get confused alongside when placing the measurements, the tape and all of that. So there's supposed to be 1-inch button roll right here. So all we have to do is, after cutting it, when we place it on the fabric, we are going to leave that button roll allowance right here. I just hope you guys understand. So I'm not adding it right now so that I won't get confused during the pattern. But there's supposed to be a 1-inch button roll right here. So we are going to add that when cutting the pattern. So let's continue. The next thing I want to do now is to create a straight line right here. So at this point right here, we are going to use our curve to, curve the darts. Okay, so after doing that, the next thing we are going to do right now, at this point, we are going to come inward by 2.5 inches. After going inward by 2.5 inches, we are going to connect it to this nipple point. Okay, so right now, after doing that, the next thing I want to do right now, from this nipple point now, we are going to go up by 3.5 inches. Then for yours, you can use 3 inches if you have a smaller bust. You can use 3 inches, but I don't just want the top part of our bust to be showing, so I'm going to use 3.5 inches so it will close it properly. So, but if you want the top part of your bust to be revealed, you can use 3 inches, but I'm using 3.5 inches. Then from this point, I'm going to come outward or inward by 1 inch. So this 1 inch now, I will extend it to this nipple point. Okay, so after doing that, the next thing we are going to do right now is to get our full bust measurement. So for the bust, we are using 37, right? So we are going to divide 37 by 4. So 37 divided by 4 give us 9 and 1/4, 9 inches and 1/4. So what you have to do right now is to place it right here and stop right here. So this is 4 inches. Now we are going to jump the dart and continue our measurement. So this is 9. Then we are going to add ½ inch for sewing allowance. You can use 1 inch for your sewing allowance, but I prefer 1 inch. ½ inch, sorry. So the next thing you want to do right now, for the under bust, we are going to skip the under bust. This one is not needed. So now we are going to go to the feet measurement. Our feet is 30. So 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. So we are going to place our tape right here. As you can see, we have 3 inches right here. So we are going to jump the dart and complete our measurement, which is 7.5 plus ½ inch for sewing allowance. So after doing that, the next thing you are going to do right now is to move down to the small hip, also known as our normal waist. So for the small hip, we are using 40 inches. So divided by 4 will give us 10. So you place your tape. This is 3.5. You jump the dart and complete your measurement, which is 10 inches. Sorry. Then we are going to add ½ inch for sewing allowance also. So we are going to connect here to here. So after doing that, we are going to connect here to here. Okay. So after doing this right now, our measurement is completed. We are going to look for the middle part of this place. So right here we have 7, 6 over 8, 7 and 3/4. So we are going to fold it over. This is the middle part. We are going to come inward by ½ inch. After doing that, we are just going to create our curve. So we are done. The last thing I want to do right now, if you look at it, this place right here is straight. So we're just going to create a straight line right here. So as you can see, this is the front pattern. So while cutting, don't forget to add your 1 inch right here for button allowance. So this is the front pattern. So let's move over to the back pattern. So as you can see, these are the front pattern. So let's go over to the back pattern. So all you have to do is to extend your paper forward. So as you can see, we've extended all the lines, right? We've extended all the lines. Okay, remaining the armhole line. So we are just going to extend the. Okay, no need for the armhole line yet. So the first thing you want to do right now is to get a guideline at the back. It's very important to get your guideline at the back. Very important when taking your back measurements. So you get your guideline at the back. There's no specific measurement, just really straight lines there. So that means that the next thing you want to do is to, right here, we are going to take our shoulder, which is sorry. Now first of all, we're going to take our neck measurement, which is 3 inches. So from these 3 inches now, we are going to come up by 1/4, which is 3/4, which is 6/8 3/4 right here at this point. So we are going to connect it from here. Now we'll go down by 1 inch. Then we are going to connect from this point to this point, which is this 6/8 we took right here, to this 1 inch. Okay, so this is the back neck. So after doing that, we are going to take our shoulder measurement. So all you have to do right now is to go inward right here. As you can see, 8 inches. Then after taking your 8 inches, the next thing you want to do right now is to come downward by 1.5. So you connect this line to this point. So after doing that, the next thing you want to do is to extend a straight line right here, which is our shoulder line. Okay, so after doing that right now, the next thing we want to do is to extend our armhole line. So this is our armhole line. You make sure it's straight. Okay, so after extending it, sorry, it's not that straight. So after extending it, please ignore this other line. So after extending it, the next thing we want to do right now, from this point right here, from this point right here, you go down by 3 inches. So this is just a suit method, just to work on the back. You know the back is not straight, so you are going to follow the flow of the back to construct this back pattern. So you come down by 3 inches from this point. After going down by 3 inches, now from this point right here, please ignore this line, this is just a mistake. So from this point right here, you come inward by 1/2 inch. Then after going inward by 1/2 inch, on this feet line, which is our waist, also known as feet, you go inward by 1 inch. Then while for this down part, you go inward by 1/2 inch. So we are going to connect here and here together first of all. Then connect here and here together. We'll connect here and here together. So if you follow this procedure very well, there won't be any bulky stuff at the back. So this is a procedure, a suit procedure. This is the way you drag the back of a suit. So if you look at that corporate wear very well, it has a kind of a suit structure. So the back has to flow with your back. So this is the perfect way to draft the back. So after doing that, the next thing you want to do right now is to start taking our measurements. But first of all, let's take our darts. The first thing we want to do right now is to take 4 inches inward. You take 4 inches inward. So from this point you take it 4 inches. sorry, just to be sure it's correct. Sorry, this is 4 inches. Okay. Okay, let's just take it back to. So on this fit line, we are going to take ½ inch on both sides. First of all, you take ½ inch here, then you take ½ inch right here. So you connect it downward and then you connect it upward. I'm just trying to be fast as possible. Okay, so this is our that. So after doing that, the next thing we want to do is to start completing our measurement. So our measurement is supposed to start from here, here, and here. All the measurements supposed to start from this line right here. So the first thing you want to do right now, our bust divided by 4 is 9 and 1/4. 9 and 1/4. So just take your 9 and 1/4 right here, plus ½ inch for sewing allowance. So for the, don't forget we are ignoring the underbust. So for the feet, 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. So you just take it right here. We have 2.5 right here, so we are just going to jump to that and complete our measurement. So from then I take your 7.5. So the last one is the feet, the hem, which is the small hip. We have how many inches again? 40 inches divided by 4. It will give us 10 plus ½ inch for sewing allowance. Okay. So we just have to curve it together. So after doing that, the next thing we want to do right now is to get our armhole curve. So basically, all we have to do right now is to just take the middle part of the curve and going inward by ½ inch. Then you connect. As you can see, so as you can see, we are almost done. So basically, the last thing to do right here is to measure what you have on the front right here. So we have 2.5 inches, right? So we are going to take 2.5 inches right here. Note, this 2.5 inches is not standard. You can make it a bit wider the way you want, but I'm just following the pattern of how to drive this measurement, this corporate wear. So we have 2.5. We'll take 2.5. Then we are going to reconnect our neck using our curve. So it might come down a bit. So this is now the new neck. This is the shoulder, this is the neck. So right now we are done. We're just going to cut the pattern out. Okay, so I'm sorry, before we start cutting the pattern, there is a bit of we made a little mistake because we didn't finish it properly. So right here, we are supposed to take a straight line to this top, the middle part, right here. Okay. Down to the shoulder. So basically, some people just prefer using the armhole presets that, but I think I prefer this one. Okay. So there's no need to just add any dots right here like this. Just create a straight line right here because we are going to slit through this line. Then we are going to cut it with allowance, then close it back. Let me just. So we are going to start from the front pattern. So basically this is what the pattern looks like after cutting it. This is the back pattern. So when cutting on your fabric, we have to add ½ inch to this point. From downward here, you add ½ inch right here, right here, right here to the top. This is just to close the dart. Also this other part of the back, you add ½ inch right here down to the top while cutting, so that you can close the dart properly without interrupting the measurement of the pattern. Then this is for the front also. As you can see, we are done cutting it. So you also need we are also adding ½ inch right here upward to close the dart. We're also adding ½ inch right here also to close the dart. And when cutting your fabric, don't forget to add the 1 inch at the front here. This is the mid front because there's a button row, so don't forget to add your 1 inch for button row. But just let me know in the comment section if you want me to sew this corporate wear. If you want me to teach you guys how to sew this corporate wear, please do it to notify on the comment section. Please do it to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do have a lovely day.